Hello, world. Welcome to the Women of BSV. We're here today with our good friend Misha Pelt. She is a multiple business developer. She has developed lots of fun games in the Bitcoin space, as well as her new business, PeerTunes. She is famous for being the first person to ever have a money button on her website. And she's been like a ray of sunshine on Twitter and just in person at all of the different Bitcoin events. So it is our honor to meet you today and welcome you to tell us about your latest developments, Misha. Welcome.
Thank you very much for such a nice welcome. You didn't saw how amazing I am from your introduction. You are.
I think we've almost all of us met you at some point, Misha. But for our audience, tell us a bit about yourself and where you're from, and what you do in your life.
Yeah, I was born in Czech Republic. I lived for a long time in Spain, in southern Andalusia, and now I'm for 1 year back in Czech. And I definitely not gonna stay here. Oh. I guess.
You don't like it as much
Portugal.
as Spain?
No, but I also don't want to go back to Spain, I think. Mm-hmm. Well, when we see rivers post all time about surfing, we decided with the girls, with my daughters, that we want to learn surf too. And we probably gonna go to Portugal.
Oh, yeah. Maybe you should go to Brazil and join River.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Surfing squad, because they speak Portuguese, don't they? No, that sounds lovely.
But it's a little bit too far, and I'm a little bit scared to go to other continents.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But Portugal's lovely.
Yeah.
Yes. One of my favorite places.
Yeah. I think my older daughter was conceived in Portugal.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So we would like to go there.
Portugal. Yeah.
No.
People do nowadays. Tell us a little bit about your love of music then. How did you get into playing guitar and writing music?
Yeah, I got a sort of funny way because I was never really musical or... I grown up in communist time, in communist ragtime in Eastern Europe. And it's very different way of raising up people than, for example, the American style. Yeah. So I would feel more like being nobody or sort of suppressed, or you have to be somebody to, have some skill. Probably also it's how I grow up. It's not only the country, but just somehow happens that I would not saw that I can also play guitar. And when I was 25, I moved to South Bohemian town called Český Krumlov. And that was sort of my first encounter with bigger freedom and with like free people. And I thought I would stay there until forever. But after 3 years, I realized there is still something missing. And I felt I have to go somewhere. So it ended up that I took a course of drawing with right brain hemisphere. And from two-dimensional pictures I was capable to draw, I suddenly draw like 3D portrait within 3 days. And it make a shift in my mind. Mm-hmm. And I realized that lots of things it's possible. So I start to visualize that I want to go to Spain with a van. And suddenly I met a person who wanted to go to Spain with a van, but didn't have enough courage. Well, I had the courage, but I didn't have the van.
Match made in heaven.
So we team up, and I found van, he bought it, and we went. And then he was talking about some guy who plays guitar and lives somewhere in the mountains, sometimes come to the coast. And it already sounds really nice to me. And we met to visit him. And then somehow we start to be partners. And he told me that everybody can play guitar. And because of my experience with the course, I believed him. So that's how I got into actually playing guitar. I don't think I'm so great musician. I didn't practice enough of things that really make you good musician, which is like a timing, rhythm, and hours. But I have it lots through head. So yeah, we start to live sort of like a hippie life, you know, like a simple life, and you don't need much money for it, and you can give attention to yourself and your soul. So we had time, and then it happened that we've been taught the cage system. That's a system to transpose chords over the guitar fretboard really easily.
I think
And
my
based on
son's
the
learning that at the
system.
moment. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Weirdly, I showed him one of your videos, and that got him interested.
Oh,
So,
really? Oh.
Yeah, really.
I'm happy to teach him, like, for feedback or something.
Yeah, not a bad idea. Yeah, because he's only just learning this last year. So yeah, keep going anyway.
Cool. Yeah. So I was so fascinated by the system. Like, how is possible that it works? This is like a magic. How possible that it works? And I figured it out. And I call it the E-system for guitars. And that's what I'm also planning to teach. But because, as I said, I'm not so great musician, and it's not like I can just take the guitar and people just start coming and say, oh my gosh, how you do it. So I can't really communicate what I know, could not. And then one day I was going, well, and then we had 2 kids and still living this sort of life, like low income, but being together more than people in this modern life can be together.
I was gonna say, it's a very brave thing to do. Yeah. It's quite a hard thing to do.
People are telling me this. It's so brave. I would love to live like that. It's so brave. For me, it's like, oh my gosh, it's so brave. You're going to work every day and have 21 days holiday, and you only cover your roof, and you can pay like 20,000 or whatever, $500,000 for holiday. That's scary for me. I would like now sort of compromise, and I know I will get there, that you can live natural life, but have comfort of the modern society with solars and things is possible. So one year when the kids were a little bit bigger, I decided that I need a space, and this time I'm going to try and make some money, because always like he was trying to make some money. So the kids stayed home in Spain with Leon, and I went to England, and I went to Glastonbury.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. And Glastonbury, it's said to be the heart chakra of the planet. And I can confirm it's really magic happens when you come there.
It is true, actually. Yeah. I've been to Glastonbury a few times at the festival and the place. Yeah. And there is something weird about it. You feel it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had amazing time. But when I was sitting still home, and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to make my life if I don't really even play good music, Then I was, maybe I can use the system somehow to make something special. And I came with the tunes derived from a name. So, yeah, I use numerology principles, and I calculate the name with the numerology principles. Then I apply the music harmony, and then I make the personalized tune for people. And people like it. So with this, I flew through England. I even missed the fly back. And then I managed on the airport to, play for some people, and they bought me ticket back.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's great.
It saved me.
At work.
So like a form of busking then?
Yes. Yeah. Form of busking, yeah. I could play some tunes. I played like Spanish Romance, Búsame Mucho, like few tunes, but that's not like you cannot play 2 hours somewhere. And it's also 7 years ago already.
Wow.
Yeah, but that's how the Number Sonic was born then. Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, just digging into Bitcoin a bit. So 7 years ago, had you heard about Bitcoin all that time ago, or is it more recent?
Yeah, I read an article in 2012, but I didn't got it. I didn't got it. And then I actually got to the Bitcoin also through the music, because how then I had this e-system, and then I played in one theater, and guy was doing a sound engineer there, and then we suddenly lived in same village. He was an older guy, and we talked once, and he was interested in my stuff. So I started to visit him, and we would chat about music. He read plenty books on conventional music theory, on alternative music theory, and he said he never heard the stuff I say. And he would have a screen, and on the screen were like some weird charts. And I would often come there with some idea, and he would tell me, why you wanna do that? And I said, well, to make the world better place. And he said, Bitcoin can do that. I'm like,
Yeah.
So he said that a few times, and then I started being interested.
Yeah.
So he started a little bit explain me, and it was still way too much. And that was before the BTC BCH fork. And then he said, it's gonna be fork, and there is conference in Arnhem in Netherlands, and he's gonna go there. And then he said, there is a guy in French, he has print out QR code, and he basks, and people pay him. If you would go to there, everybody wants to use Bitcoin, they would just, scan the code and pay you. I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So we went to Czech again for a summer with my kids. And I said, hey, guys, you're already big enough. Can I go to Holland? It would be just a few days. They were, yeah, you can. I was surprised, because till then we were always together. And so I book a flight, I book a hostel, I prepare my amp and everything, and print the QR code. And then they start make scenes, and then I cannot go, then they're gonna be without me. So because parents of my partner are from Holland, then we arrange it, and we would go there. The kids would be 2 days with them, and I would go from there to Arnhem, to the hostel. So I went to the hostel, and that was like eight bedroom, and there was a girl. And she came, and she started to say, I'm here for the Bitcoin conference. No, she said, I'm here for the conference. And I was like, Bitcoin conference. And she said, how do you know? And I'm like, I'm here a little bit because of that too. But she didn't know, she knew even less than me. She didn't have a wallet, she didn't know what is QR code, she didn't know anything. And I said, hey, I tell you everything, I explain you, I give you a little bit of Bitcoin, and you can get me there. She said, I can take you there as a host, as a guest for the dinner party, but you have to pay 35 euro. I was like, I have only 40, I cannot pay 35 euro just for entrance. And so I said, I will explain you everything. And then she said, no, they will explain me there. I was like, hey, there is like, it's top from the Bitcoin world. I don't think they will, be explaining these things. It's somehow about the future of Bitcoin. It's gonna split, fork. And well, it ended up that she sent me the invitation. I went there. Somehow I didn't have to pay. I don't know, it's the universe again. Oh yeah, but why I want that is because Holland is Holland, and it was raining. I was like, no busking. I cannot like sit in the rain with my QR code and with the guitar. So then happened this girl, so I would go there. So I was like, what do I do? And when I come somewhere, I like to give. So I look up all the speakers, and I work out the time. I didn't have the app, obviously. So I work out all their names. I change them into the tunes. I put it in the envelopes. I add there my business card, which I freshly made. And there I went. And when I went there, I hear jazz. I was like, wow. But here I'm not going to play here. I can't play here. But still, it was amazing. And I met really nice people. They were all very normal. They talked with me. Some guy asked me how I appeared there, blah, blah, blah. So I told him the story. I said, friend, give me 0.1 Bitcoin. And he said, oh, I can do better. And he gave me 0.2 Bitcoin.
Oh, good grief.
Time, I don't know.
You think what that's worth now?
It was maybe, I don't have it long time, but
no.
Already in that time was like,
yeah. Perhaps wasn't much then,
Yeah,
but it
but
is
that's
now.
the people who was there. That's the
Did
people
you
who
hear
were there
Craig
first.
speak? Because I mean, the Arnhem speech is absolutely sort of legendary.
Yeah,
Really, it's a
yeah,
big
but I was there.
turning point.
I was there only after the conference. I was not
that's a
there
shame.
on the conference, but after, like a dinner party. But I made tune for Craig too. But what I want to say is,
wow.
I didn't have much knowledge about the Bitcoin, but I knew there's gonna be fork. I had that friend who was for Bitcoin Cash, and he was talking about the block size limit and stuff. And then I appeared there, and I met all the cool people, like really nice people, normal people. I was surprised. So when the fork actually happened, like 2 weeks after, I changed all my Bitcoin into the Bitcoin Cash. So I was one of the first who had then Bitcoin Cash. And then I wanted to learn something about it, but there was no information. There was like nothing really on the internet. So I started being more active on Twitter. I had account longer, but I never used it. And there I seen Mr. Sketchman, making his famous videos. And I was like, yeah.
I know, it's really good. Yeah.
So that was what kind of like led me that direction as well.
Yeah.
And then when I spoke with my friend, and he said, look, there was this Ryan Chalers. He had really decent talk. He's making yours. Maybe check out him. So I check out Ryan Chalers. I listened to his talk. It was very interesting. I liked the idea. And so I joined yours the first month, I think that it was.
Wow.
No, and then like, how can I, like, what can I do? How can I be part of it? I'm not technical. I'm not, how can I be part of it? And again, I started meeting nice people on yours. So I created a Yours Dignity. I call it Yours Dignity, and I was picking up some people, and I was making their tunes, and I was posting the tunes. And they always tip me, and it was like going nice. Before that, I actually make a Crypto Dignity. But yeah, that also
Dignity.
Yeah, Crypto Dignity, a website. Then I would be making tunes for people and putting it on the website like an honor to the people who are changing the world, for a better place. But how there are always politics and six changings, then I let it go also. So that was first Crypto Dignity, then was Yours Dignity. Then they start to speak about Moneybutton. But no, they start to, it was not even a Moneybutton, it was just some button, and there was a prototype. So I take that prototype and I put it on my website.
Yeah.
And I would check, that time I was more active on the website, and I would check it sometimes. And then there was a Telegram group, Moneybutton, and Ryan's group, and they would say there would be, launch of the Moneybutton, proper Moneybutton, and they didn't catch it. It didn't happen. Then they would be other time, again, didn't happen. So they didn't spoke about it anymore. But because I had a prototype on my website, when they actually soft launched it, but they didn't talk about it, I saw on my website, whoops, like warning, whoops, something, changed. And I was like, oh, they must launch it. So I quickly went to the website. It was like 6 a.m. and I installed it. And then I seen Ryan tweet, hey, Misha, it's the first Moneybutton user.
Amazing.
Yeah.
In history.
Yeah,
Wow.
no, but that's kind of a big deal.
It is.
Yeah.
I actually vaguely remember it. Actually, because I joined Moneybutton pretty early on myself, although I've never actually embedded it into a page yet. But like, I do remember yours was like the first that I actually ever saw.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was amazing. It was nice. And then he was going on the conferences, and then I hear that I'm like on the big panel, Misha, Pelt, and I make Moneybutton for the girls. Then I was even first one who used the multiple transaction output. I didn't even know how it's called.
Wow.
I was just doing the colon something, just copying it.
Yeah.
And
very
the first multiple transaction was for the Bitcoin Cash South Sudan. Like each Bitcoin Cash. And then if somebody would tip me on my website, part would go then for them, part would go for me. But nobody was going to my website, so it didn't really work. And what else? Yeah, so then I was like, yeah, that's it. Now I'm gonna make it. Now it's gonna be good. I already know like people around me, nice. I'm appearing in the panel somewhere in America. Now I'm gonna make it out of the poverty, or things. And then the split happened.
Yeah.
So there was big scene, big war, drama, everything went again. So again, because I respect Ryan and because I was first Moneybutton user and because Moneybutton goes with Bitcoin SV. So that was one thing. And also then I wrote to Mr. Sketchman like privately and I said, hey, already in summer, hey, all this drama, I'm sick of everything. Like it's making me physically sick in the belly. And he explained me some things and he said, look, it's just like that. So then I went to Bitcoin SV. So again, it's not really through like my own super sharp brain. It's not, but I have good gut and I know people who are smart. So if I put the puzzle together, then that's for me the way to go. I lost lots of people, lots of sort of friends.
Yeah. Ryan X. Charles was really the reason why I moved to BSV as well, because I respected his opinion so much. I thought, okay, he knows. Right. He's smarter than the rest of them put together, really. So,
and he's devoted. He's all in. He's trustworthy. So I trusted him and followed him as well. And then it was later that I understood why.
Yeah.
So at first it was just, well, Ryan is, certain. So I'm going to follow him. And then learning more and more, listening to different speeches, then it made sense as to the reason why.
Yeah, that theory of Bitcoin channel that he did with Craig was absolutely my first real technical understanding. Not that I can regurgitate it to explain it at all, but just intuitively, that intuition when you just hear them saying these things, it was the first time I was like, wow, this is really, I absolutely am grateful for that channel. I share it a lot.
Same here. Yeah. Because they stepped through it on a technical level and also on a sort of an ideological level of what it was trying to achieve as well. And you just don't hear other commentators in the Bitcoin space talking like that, do you? None of them have given you like a really in-depth conversation about how the protocol works or what it's intended to achieve in the world. Everybody's just constantly talking about price. So they're immediately sort of completely, separated from the herd, aren't they? So you can't help but feel pretty strongly that this is the direction to go in, or at least I couldn't anyway. It was just sort of like, people who actually have a vision and a belief system and some values and are trying to achieve something much, much bigger than just making a few people rich, So tell us a bit about PeerTunes then, because that's what you're working on currently, Yeah.
So PeerTunes, I had also a little website with PeerTunes. That's maybe like 2 years ago, and the idea was like to introduce. The idea was maybe it would be cool way to introduce new people into Bitcoin if they get their very own tune, and the tune would be behind a paywall, and if people would pay, some money would go to those people wallet, and some money would go for the person who made the tune, which at that time was me. But again, I probably lacking the marketing skills, and maybe also it's not meant to be. Again, this project also sort of fell away. So I basically just kept trying. And then came the BTG, Bitcoin Got Talent. And then there was the numpties on the Shams show. And before already, I seen also Jack posting some tweets. So I had little beetle in my head, like maybe Misha, you should apply or something. And when I was when I was watching the numpties, I wrote some comment there, and River was there, and she started, hey Misha, and you should apply to Bitcoin Got Talent. I was like, well, okay, that's the sign. So I'm gonna apply. But I still didn't have really together all the idea. I didn't downloaded it yet. You know, it's like there, but it didn't crystallize into a thing. And I said, well, if I go to the Bitcoin Got Talent, maybe I meet people who are smart, like in a business. Maybe I meet people who can do the website development. Maybe I meet other musicians I can cooperate, because like what alone me all the time. So that sort of was for me the purpose to go there. And I apply and I show them all the things I know and all to do, but I didn't yet had the idea which I actually introduced there, because that happened from the time they told me I apply. How do you say it in English? Like I passed the application, and then I wrote to Radek. Radek, you know Radek. Yeah,
developer
and so
Radek,
we start. Yeah. So then we start talk together, and then actually lots of things came together, and I already found a person who helps me with the things. I found somebody who can develop things. I found somebody who actually understands business very well. So basically the Bitcoin Got Talent already served me the purpose before I even went there. But I went there and looks like that it was successful presentation, and the work is going on, yeah. So we are building business basically on
it's
BSV.
so unique.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I
There's just nothing else.
loved hearing that presentation. I was getting ready in my bathroom. I remember I just now put two and two together that was you. I apologize. So much going on this in this ecosystem. It's hard to keep track of everything. But I just remember.
Yeah, I know.
I was getting ready in the bathroom. I couldn't really see what you were talking about in the presentation at the time, but I just was having all these like hits going off of, billionaires and millionaires use numerology. That is a very powerful force. And, everything in the observable universe is math at its root. So for you to have
vibration.
Yeah, for you to have married numerology with that personalized music and all that on BSV, I'm just like extremely intrigued, and I was very impressed with your presentation. I really wanted to go deeper with what you were doing, but there's so much going on in the space. It's hard to keep up with all of it. So I'm really happy to be able to circle back with you like that here, and would love to hear more of like a description of it again for us, if you can explain it a little better. I what was that, a couple months ago I heard that presentation, now just the one time. So I'm happy to actually like meet you personally and learn more about how that came to be, because it's fascinating.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, as you said, yeah, everything is vibration, and the world is basically a math, and music heals, and then there is also the 432 hertz compared to the 440 hertz. So all that combined. Well, the numerologists they can do something from the name or from the date of birth. And if it's done from date of birth, it is called life path number. If it's done from the name, from full name, it's called expression number. Okay. And what I presented then on the Bitcoin, that's just from the first name. And then they say that's the lessons that you are here to master. And normally it's like it's too wide, because everybody was born different time, or if you take both names together, there's not so many people. So it's like personal, it's too personal. But if you take it just for the first name, it actually can be for more people. So it's easier to achievable. So that's why it's sort of materialized into a product. And then the date of birth and the whole name will be done too, but it's gonna be like a bit higher tier. It would be like more extra, and different musicians can play it, and it would be sort of like more extra. While just the name, well, just it's quite powerful as well. But there will be like there's million Josephs, there is million. I don't know, maybe not so
Well,
many
so
rivers, but
you can purchase that for a bit less money, less cost, and then presumably the first person who purchased it, who caused it to be created, then receives a bit of residual income from it. Is that the idea? Are you doing like multiple
the
outputs?
idea is yeah,
Like
multiple
a royalty for having sort of
basically
caused
other
it to be
art,
created.
other artists, graphic artists and musicians will be able to upload their expression of the music the app derives or I derive.
Oh, I see.
And for
Oh, no, I
that they
didn't
will
get that.
be
I didn't
getting
get that.
they will be
Right.
getting like lifelong revenue from it.
Oh,
And
that's a lovely idea. So
I don't
you
know
can
if
have it,
I don't know how
you
many
can
people will watch
remix
this
it.
show, or
Yeah.
there will be also possibility to sort of like invest or to FOMO in, because the way how we will fund the business is that people can like sponsor a name.
Yeah.
So somebody decides to sponsor a Joseph, and from every Joseph ever sold, that person will get a revenue.
Wow.
And
That's
we're
so cool.
gonna take it
That's a
further
cool
than just
idea.
online. It's
Yeah.
gonna be also physical card, like in stores.
I'm so glad you explained that, because I didn't
Like
get
a
all of
birthday
that
card.
when I first heard the presentation. So now I understand it much better.
Yeah, I'm really glad that I asked that question.
Yeah,
I was very interested in learning more and exactly how it would work. So that's definitely something I need to add into my program, for sure, just because I'm trying to curate all the different ways people can start to earn those long-term passive residual income streams. That's really exciting. I would love to like record a specific episode about that for the Take Your Brand to the Blockchain channel whenever we can.
Very
find
cool.
That's so cool. Yeah, I'm more than happy to help you market that kind of stuff. That's
Oh,
the
that's
service
great.
I'm trying to put together is just have one place that anyone that wants to learn how to create generational wealth in all these amazing passive streams with no customer management. People can buy that, invest in it, get going, and then they don't have to set and forget, just the world coming. It's just first mover advantage, really, is what it comes down to. So I'm so excited for you. That's going to be so amazing. And you brought together some extremely powerful healing tools. So you are making big waves.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's weird, isn't it? And like you say about the idea of crystallizing, like you've had all these individual pieces going around in your head for years, but now they've all kind of coalesced into this. Okay, so everybody gets to make money and get the gift of the tune as well, and then you've got the ability for people to make their own spin on the tune, so they can play it with their own instruments and
you're
mix
doing
it in their own way. I mean,
frequencies.
it's like a creative call, isn't it?
Yeah. The sacred frequencies are so needed because our music, like you said, with the 440 has totally been weaponized.
Yeah.
So it's really cool that the stuff you're producing is actually the medicine it's intended to be, instead of hurting people in the environment,
Yes, thank you. That's very, very supportive.
Rory was asking whether you have combined the idea with NFTs as well, or is it just is that part of it, or have you created any NFTs yet?
It's not NFT as such, no.
No,
because the NFTs, they are also a little bit high, and this should be like long lasting business and not just some blown up thing.
Yeah.
And as Radek also explained me, NFT, it's a unique identifier, and we're gonna be using unique identifiers, and the business will be first built, and then we'll utilize what Mr. Scotchman is building. When it's ready, then we will combine the two.
Yes. So Misha, are you using Moneybutton for PeerTunes, or how do people purchase your digital products?
It's not ready yet. They cannot yet purchase it.
Yeah,
will
that's
you
gonna
use
be ready when
Moneybutton?
it's ready. No.
Oh, okay. No. Oh,
And
right.
do you foresee it as being a swipe on a website, or how do you envision the actual transactions taking place?
Well, it's gonna be then with the AN, using AN. So I don't know if that is already ready. It's not gonna be Moneybutton only,
Okay.
no.
Okay.
Well, I wanted to ask Ruth, when
Go
is
on.
it going to be available? Since you're using words like will and when, and that which implies it's not available yet. So I'm definitely eagerly waiting. So what are you thinking for like having an MVP to the ecosystem?
It's lots to be built yet. It's first need to be done the front end, the marketing part, and everything like the front end. But then also AN has to be ready, so we can connect it all to Bitcoin.
I see.
It still might take months, like few months, maybe even longer.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we do some like smaller part when it's not like all ready, but we still need to wait for the AN, so it's all because there is need for the one database, and that's still not there. So we're not gonna do it somewhere else if it's not then for long and all inclusive.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they speak about the interoperability. It has to all communicate with each other, and that's what the AN does, what AN will provide. So we better wait for that, and then we launch it with a full parade with it.
I think we will wrap up for today because it's quite challenging. I don't know whether you can hear me at the moment, Misha. Can you hear me right now? Oh, right. Misha is telling us that we can find her at Number Sonics on Twitter. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, and on Twitch, number 300.
Number 300 on Twitch. Oh, brilliant.
Can I make here little ad?
Please.
In order to fund this development, I'm willing to sell my number 1 is actually number 16, but the first Moneybutton number ever used, and my Twitch number, and attendee, and an egg, and everything. I can let it all go because I have now like other things to be proud of, and it would really help me to have few thousand so I can fund the development and live.
Oh,
so
you should
if there is somebody who would like to exchange back of BSV with me for this, then I'm happy to do so.
That's a terrific idea. Why don't you contact CoinEasy and see what they could probably help you, because I bet they've got a market and stuff, haven't they? So they can probably match you up.
I actually wrote him last week.
Yeah.
I actually wrote him last week. I said him all this what I said to you, that I'm willing to say for nice back if he can help me to sell it, and I didn't hear back from him.
Ah, well, perhaps you will.
Also, Block Dojo. Blockdojo.io. They're also offering mentorship and funding for entrepreneurs in the Bitcoin SV ecosystem.
Nice.
So you can also check with them.
Okay. Thank you for that suggestion.
I don't hear again.
I'm so excited to get.
I'm going to check the chat.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm so excited to try this out when it's finally ready, and we're gonna have to get another interview scheduled that we can put in a module of the how to earn options, how to earn opportunities in the BSV ecosystem. So thank you so much for explaining all this today. I really enjoyed meeting.
Yeah, we really enjoyed talking with you, Misha. We'll have to get you back on again.
Yes.
So that you can demo it for us when it's either nearly out or fully out. But yeah, we're really keen to hear more.
I'd be happy
it's a terrific idea. Yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm going to hit the end now. So bye, everybody. See you again soon.
Take care.
Bye. Thank you so much for having me. Bye. Bye.